Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Who are we waiting for now?
So
I,
let's proceed. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Irat Adigun Olawumi. I'm an assistant project manager from Bincom Dev Center. This event is brought to you by Bincom Dev Center. And I know many of us will be like, what is Bincom Dev Center all about? So I would like to talk about Bincom Dev Center. Eh, eh, Sorry, I'm not able to share my screen. So Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location technology talent development and solution platform. Our organization we have different location is located in different areas, such as the Yaba Lagos State, Ibadan Oyo State, Kano State. We have it in Kaduna State, also in Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, Warri, Delta State, and also in United Kingdom, sorry. So Bincom Dev Center focuses on building tech talent. Under the building tech talent, our service, we focus on Bincom Academy, Bincom Tech Internship, Bincom Tech Apprenticeship, Bincom Global Tech Program. We also focus on enhancing tech talent, which is Bincom Tech Network, Lightspace, Emigrate Tech Visa, Bincom Monitoring Platform, and Bincom Tech Career Coaching. We also focus on building startups, which is by Labs by Bincom. I would like to expatiate more about our services at Bincom Dev Center. So I'll go by one, Bincom Academy. What is Bincom Academy all about? Bincom Academy utilize the Montessori approach in training participants in basic skills needed for the modern technology ecosystem. Also, another service is Bincom Tech Internship. It is designed to enable people in the intermediate skill level, gain masteries and expertise over a period of time. Also, we have our Bincom Tech Apprenticeship. This focus on industrial attachment at various skills level to gain experience on the job training. I guess we are following, please. Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, I'm with you.
yes, yeah,
Yes. Okay. So we have our Bincom Tech Network. This is geared in giving back to the community and building the tech ecosystem. They focus on informing and exposing the youth to the current technology trends and how to prepare for future in technology, just like the one we are having today, our design meetup. Also, we have our light space. It provides helpful workspace intended to encourage collaboration and drive innovation in the startup ecosystem. We have spaces that is created and designed for various events like seminar, conferences, and get-together. Also, we have our Bincom Global Tech Program. It is your solution to launch your tech career globally. It is a 1 to 2 year program focused on 3 key pillars, which is your learn skills, gain experience, and gain exposure. Also, we have our Emigrate Tech Visa. It helps you becoming globally attractive, tech profile, and tech-enabled business. And it is a tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlement in countries like UK, USA, Canada, France, and many more. Also, we have our Bincom Mentoring Platform. It is structured for mentoring solution to help mentors add values to the mentees for the purpose of building globally attractive techies. Also, we have our Lab by Bincom. It is a 3 to 6 months pre-incubator program that brings together participants to build a digital technology product which will be used by real life users. Also, we have our Bincom Tech Career Coaching. It helps individuals to land their next role faster by offering combination of coaching, relevant on the job experience, career referencing, introduction to tech recruiters, and holding through applications and interview process, and much more. Yeah, thank you all for listening to that. So that is all about Bincom Dev Center. And if you have any question, you can drop it at the chat box. Meanwhile, I'll be dropping some links to the service on the chat box. Yeah, so I would like to hand over to the host for the event. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Hirat. For those that are just joining us, I am Ogunbadejo Dasla. I'll be your host for today. Today we are going to be talking on creating portfolios. Um, our two, sorry, our two speakers are currently on the call. Sophia Tlawal is the team lead of the Bincom design team, an accomplished graphic designer and UI UX designer with and our other speaker for today will be Mr. Tayo, Tayo Adebayo, a product designer. And sorry, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Our second speaker is Mr. Tayo Adebayo, an accomplished product designer, currently working on countless projects with years of experience in creating um, top-notch products with different companies at different levels. So today we are going to, like I said earlier, we are going to be talking about creating portfolios. So I would like to give Mrs. Sophia Lawal the stage to speak. So Sophia, are you with us?
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you, Sophia.
Yes. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
It's still loading up, Sophia.
Okay.
Yes, I can see it clearly now. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me today. My name is Laura Sophia Olabisi. I'm also in Bincom Dev Center. I work in Bincom Dev Center. So the topic for today is from concept to creation of a portfolio strategy for designers. So how do we start? What are the process of our to build our portfolio as a designer? So these are the steps that I'm going to take you through. What the things that you need to know when you want to build your portfolio. Yeah, so let's start with what we have today. So as a designer, one thing is you need to have a portfolio that will stand for you, that will make you stand out from other designers, because one, you're not the only one that maybe in terms of you are looking for gigs or jobs like that. So you're not the only one that is out there that is also looking for that. So for you to be able to stand out, you need to have a portfolio that will say more about you. Yes, so and there are some things that you need to also put in place when you are building up your portfolio. One thing is you need to know that you have to have a major brand. And you may be thinking that I don't have an organization, I'm just an individual. So why did I need to have a brand or establish a unique identity? You need to have it because it goes in line with different things. You want to have your own color. You want to have your own font, that when they see you out there, they will know that, okay, this is this person, this is, and you stick with that. So a portfolio represents you as a designer, and it's also very, very important for you to have something that will stand for you, a brand that would stand for you, that okay, this is you. And to also achieve it, also it's not only about you adding colors or you using the fonts. Also, let it be consistent. Let the color be consistent. Any color you choose for your brand, just stick with that color. And also for the rest of the, maybe your social handles, try to stick with it. I know that majority of us may not understand this part, but because okay, I'm on LinkedIn now and I have a particular brand color, but on Twitter I have another brand color. Like I have another color, so that way it's not consistent that way. So I also think is we're saying okay, create a logo. You can also have a logo that will say your name. Yes, you can have a logo to show that okay, this is my brand. Yes, so, and also your portfolio. What are the things that will be in that portfolio that you are also creating? Your about us, about me, just talk about you, a brief story about you, showcasing your background, your passion, what you like, and everything, your journey. Just tell us the brief about it. That's what will be in the about us section. And also this approach differentiates you from others. Like I said, it will make you to stand out from other people because you are not the only one there in that circle. So that's one of the things. And also build a way to recognize you easily. Yeah, so one thing you need to also know. So this is just the pictures of okay, a brand that you know that okay, colors and everything are inside it, added to the brand. Another thing you need to also know, please, can anybody still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Stand with you, Sophia.
Thank you. So another thing you used to also know is that showcasing your process also, because one thing is, for example, let's say I'm the client and I want to see your portfolio, but I did not see your process of your design, like what and what you need to do. So all this needs to be in the portfolio also. So client or employer want to understand your thinking, how you start it, what are the things you first did. You need to also put it there. It's not only about okay, your final result, that's your design. It's not only about your design alone. Yes. So showcasing your design process, review your problem solving and decision making ability. So that's one of the things that the clients or recruiters want to see. How are you able to solve this problem? What do you do? How do you go about it? All these things are what your recruiter want to see. Also, like including user research. All these are the things that you will do during the process of that product. You sketch out something, do wireframe, you iteration, like getting feedback and improving on that design. So these are the things that they want to see in your process. Add interactive prototyping. So it's also good to add interactive prototyping because also make a better exploration for your work. So and you can also use Figma for that process. Can use Sketch and the likes. So to also enhance impact, create a story. So one thing is you need to also create a story. Don't just start. Tell a story that will also lead to where you are going to. That way you'll be able to communicate better, they're able to go along with you what you are saying, because sometimes when you say a story, they will forget that I'm actually checking a portfolio. But so that's how the story can be sometimes if you use story to start. And also the process through so everything needs process. You just need to add some things to it to make it okay, because one thing is you do not just start designing, you start from one place. So that's one thing. And some people may say, okay, I did not do some research. How do I? There is a particular thing that you are actually looking for that you want to actually do, and while you are redesigning that thing is also okay for you to add to it. It's also part of it. You may not go through doing survey and the likes, but you want to solve something, and that solution, what you did, can also be added to it. Just saying, in case you did not go through the user research process. Yeah, so this narrative approach makes your portfolio more memorable. Yes. And another thing is also needs to know is case study. Case study is also one of the things that also need to because there are some things that, okay, in your portfolio now, there'll be a case study in your portfolio, and you start with a clear problem statement dealing with clients or user challenge. So these are the things that will first be in your case study. Your design approach, talk about, okay, how your process was, the decision made, everything. All these things will be inside your case study, and how they solve the problem. How were you able to solve that problem? All these things are what you put in your case study. Is also there. Okay, now let's say there are some people that use Behance, for example, just to use that's a website. But sometimes some people will put only little designs there, fine. But there is a major thing that I call case study that will also be, some people use case study, put it on Behance and everything. There's a process. There are some things that case study will entails. These are what we're just saying. So also, the case study also will have style guide, the color you use, the font you use, the results. When you are doing this design, what are the challenges that, because there's no how you are doing it, even though you have a challenge from, like a challenge that you're a user doing the user research, but you still have a challenge that you face doing that. So you can also add it to your case study. So that way, and also, like I said, highlight the outcome. So also that outcome too is also be in one of the things that you had to your case study, because you want to tell them that, okay, these are the things I did in your portfolio, these are the things that I did, and these are the feedback. This is how I was able to improve on that feedback. So all these things will be in your case study. So use visual likes like image and then wireframe to support your explanation, in terms that when you are in the area of let's say, for example, you are talking about user personnel, use something that will show that this is the user personnel, and give the little content about that. When you are in the time of maybe wireframe, you're sketching, show something that show of a sketch. Don't just usually content. Use image that will be able to explain what you are doing. And if it's that you are the person that did not really start from the user research, but you started from at a point like the low file and the high file, and you want to find a solution to a major problem, just give the little content and show the illustration that this is what this screen was able to solve. All these things make it better. So finally, and emphasize the challenges you overcame. Like I said, I mentioned that overcame and realized an adaptability. So all these things are what you need to know, put in the case study for your portfolio. So this is just illustrations of how some case study can be, the way it looks, and yeah. So another thing you need to also know is balancing breadth of skills and specialization. A strong portfolio aligned both facility and across design types. So achieve this balance, you have to include a diverse project types like mobile app, website, to showcase the range. So one thing is, don't just, you can mix it up. You can mix it up. You don't, if you, unless if you want to, maybe you are the kind of person that, designer that specialize on one, maybe it's only on mobile app, fine. But if it's not, you can add both to your portfolio. And then also, but also focus on 3 or 5 key projects. So one thing is, you can have as three to 5 projects. They'll say, okay, if you are a new designer, new a junior designer, let your case study or your designs be like 3. But if you are in terms of like senior designer, let it start from 5 downward. So yeah, add personal or experimental projects to show the creativity and initiative. So one thing is, maybe you may be thinking maybe you don't have a live project. Does not mean that I can't put it in my portfolio. You can use it, but don't forget I mentioned that it's just the way you address it. There is something that you are trying to get, that you want to solve, even though you are doing for your personal, even though it's a personal project, if it's not real life project. So all these things, because one thing, if you are a junior designer, it is from your personal project that be able to gather to get your work. So if you can't put your personal project to it, so which else project we now use? When you don't have a real life project, it's not necessary you have to have a real life project before you can do your case study. Also include 1 or 2 projects that align with the work you want to pursue. So for example, now if you want to pursue a fintech company, it is advisable that it is also one of it in your case study, so that they will have something that will resonate with them. So positioning you for a future opportunity. So one of the things I need to also know, if you are actually looking for, you are hunting for job and you want to get that part. So another thing you need to also know, please hope I'm not too fast.
Not at all from my end.
All right, thank you. All right, so another thing you need to also know is using a modern tools. Now you want to create your portfolio. There are some tools that you can use. Yeah, there are some tools that you can use. I mentioned one, I mentioned Behance. Yes, you can use it. There are some, we'll get there. So engaging an interactive portfolio. One thing is, if you are using these tools, for example, now there's Framer, we have Webflow. Webflow, Framer, you don't need to code. As a designer, you can learn it. You don't need to code. You can use it for your portfolio also. So when you are using this Framer, all these no coding websites or platform, you can make it more interactive. You can understand, you can make it more interactive, add some animations to it, so it's not be just plain that way. So that way it may also draw more attention to the person that is in checking your portfolio. All right, so a visual appealing and interactive portfolio makes a last impression. I just mentioned that, and also show you that you are up to date with the modern design tools. So if you are using these tools that we have now, Webflow, Framer, they are new. It also creates responsive, because you can, when you use it, you can do the responsiveness of maybe website, so you have the responsiveness too. Also for professional portfolio without needing any coding, I mentioned that. So all these Framer, Webflow, you can use them for your portfolio. So also include a clickable prototyping. So this is how some people do it that I know. You design on Figma, then you now take it to Framer. That way it makes your work faster. And some people design afresh from Webflow, Framer, fine. But you can design from Figma, and there's a plugin that will connect it with the Framer. So you can also modify it there better. So that will, it will make your work faster, easier. So just to let user interact with your design. So it also ensure usability by making your portfolio easy to navigate. So it make your work easy and also mobile responsive, because now maybe you have your website and you do not make it responsive, and you just send your, let's say a friend of you, or you just send your link to that person of your portfolio, and the first thing they'll use is their phone. So, and if it's not responsive on your phone, it will not be easy. Like that's the process will not be easy for them to check. So, and they can just stop checking your profile. So you have to make it more responsive. That's what I'm trying to say there. As a poor user experience can reflect negative on your design skills. So that I just mentioned now, if you do not make your portfolio to also be responsive when you're using all this Figma and the like. So we have, like I mentioned, we can use Figma, we can use Adobe SD, we can use Webflow, we can use Figma, we can use Notion, and also you can also use Behance, you can use Dribble. So in terms of showcasing your portfolio, you can use all these things. You can use Figma to design, then Webflow to build it. Then Behance, that is where you send the link. Anybody that asks for the link, you send. Also Figma, you can also send the link to or Figma to it. And some people be like, well, this is, you need a domain. Yes, you can still use the free one. Then when you buy your domain, you can change it. So these are just the few tools that you can use. Behance, Webflow, like that's the one I mentioned. Yeah. So now another thing you also need to know is tailoring for your audience, customizing for different jobs. So this is if you are now you want to do your portfolio, you know that okay, this is for maybe I want to do it for freelancing or in-house or for agents. All these things needs to tailor, like needs to go in line with what you are actually the job you want to get. So just let it go so that it can how do I call it? It can resonate with the user, the audience that you want to actually get this opportunity from. So customize your portfolio to fit a specific role, yes, and ensure your work align with the expectations. So just create a modular portfolio that can ease adjusted to different jobs opportunity by rearranging projects or that to create a different version. So there are some different kind of jobs that we have. Freelance is there, so you know that when you want to do your portfolio, this your portfolio will go in line with this job, that's freelance. If you want to do your portfolio, for example, let's use Fiverr, is a one of freelancing this thing. You can the way what you would drop in your in Fiverr may be different from what you drop for job for all this company. It will be different. So the way Fiverr works or Upwork is you just upload your work, not even showing audio, maybe showing your case study and like. So that is why this says that if you want to look for any job, let it to tailor with the kind of job you want so that you will get what you want to get better. So that is one thing to also know. Another thing is keeping it updated. Maybe you updated your portfolio last 2 years is just it is outdated because within that 2 years you've done some projects, and the more you are doing projects, the more you are growing, the more you are improving your design. So you want to update it. Is it that by adding more, maybe you have two, for example, maybe you have two projects in your portfolio, you want to add more, maybe one, or check the one that is awesome, the design that, okay, the project that is okay, that you want to remove and replace that way. So a regular updating your portfolio ensures it reflects your latest skills. Like I said, because 2 years ago, the way the skill is now, it may not be the same. It's never, if you are the person that want to improve in your skills, 2 years skills will not be the same thing as now. So because of improvements. So that way you're able to update it to new one, the better skill you have in terms of maybe now, maybe 2 years you're a junior, maybe at entry level. Let's start with that first, entry level. And maybe now you are now a junior designer, so you want to tailor into that, or you're now a senior designer, you want to tailor into that. So that way, so also to maintain relevancy, yeah, to set of because you want to keep with what it is now trending now. Yes, and also while removing outdated, but I've mentioned that I like the recent skills like new tools or techniques also. So also prioritize quality over quantity. Use the designs projects that we also go in line with what you are looking for. Okay, so use your latest work, the new work that you have now, try to update it with the old one. So that's just the English that is there. Keep it updated every time. So when you know that, okay, my 2 years project is not dope, but now I have a dope design, you can remove it and replace it that way. So another thing you need to also know is presentation skills, effective communicating your portfolio. So you've done all the whole designs, project, everything, and you're not ready for your, like you've dropped your CV and everything, asked you for interview, you are there, and they ask to present your portfolio. You need to know how to present it. So presenting your portfolio is confident in the interview or client meeting is very important, very, very, very important. So the way just to present it efficiently. So when you are preparing for, maybe because you've been doing some designs and you'll be adding some things to your portfolio, you need to walk them through the process. So that's one of the presentation skills, and walk them through how the problem, the challenges, how you were able to gather your feedback, improve on your feedback. So all these things are what you will explain during that presentation. And also during the presentation, okay, I mentioned all this, and when addressing clients, highlight how your work benefit them by focusing on results and business impact, not just aesthetic, not just the way it looks, but the results. Okay, I have a problem that I want to solve. This is the problem I did, and this is the result. This is how we're able to find all these things. And also in terms of the business part, when we did this is how it goes in terms of the business part. This is what we're able to achieve. This is the goals. So all these things, we made them to know, okay, wow, this person know what he or she is doing, know his onions very well and everything. So in terms of presenting your portfolio, you'll be able to get another bonus there, and also work them through, because I know that, okay, you are the one that did this portfolio actually by yourself. Because the reason I'm telling you to present is just to just have the 100% that yes, you are the designer that actually did that portfolio by yourself. Yeah. So this is just the illustration of it. So in conclusion, by following these details, portfolio strategy, designer can create a portfolio that not only reflects their technical ability, but also their design thinking. Yes, in terms of when you are doing your case study, you're able to gather some things, because design thinking starts from some stages. we're able to do that. And you're able to solve problem solving skills and creativities. And a well-crafted portfolio is a powerful tool for attracting clients, landing jobs. So while you are doing all this portfolio, it's not just for doing sake. It's just for you to be able to what? Attract clients with your portfolio, to land a job, and also stand out, because you're not the only one. Stand out in the competitive field. Yes, a lot of designers, so you want to stand out with your portfolio. So that are the things that you need to put in mind when you are building your portfolio, creating your portfolio. These are the things you need to put in mind. I want to stand out, I want to use it to land a job, I want to attract a client, it may be designer that will check your portfolio, it may be developer that want to check your portfolio. You may not know, okay, this person will have something for me with my portfolio. So these are the things that you need to put when you're actually creating your portfolio. Yeah, that is all for me. And do you have any questions?
Thank you very much, Sophia. Thank you very much for that. So that was Sophia Tlawal. I hope if you have any questions, please get them ready. And after our second speaker is done presenting, you'll be able to put forth your questions, and you can either direct it towards a particular speaker or just put it out there and it will be answered. So our second speaker is Mr. Tayo Adebayo. Seems okay. So please give me a minute. It seems like there was an issue with Mr. Tayo's call, so I will quickly reach out to him to see if
Yeah, I'm
see
here.
what's
I'm
wrong.
back.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. So Mr. Tayo Adebayo is a product designer with over 10 years of experience. And so we'll be happy to get the pieces of knowledge and information you can give us. So thank you very much, Mr. Tayo. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you. But right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm unable to share my screen. Is there any? Hello? Who is in charge? I'm unable to share my screen.
Oh, Hirat, is there anything we can do to fix that?
Sorry, sir. A minute, please.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so why that? So I would just like to introduce myself. My name is Tayo Adebayo. I'm a product designer
explain.
at Paper. I've been designing for I think approximately 10 years. Yeah, so I started as a graphic designer, then moved to brand identity designer, then product designer on top tier, and I also work with people as well. So let me share my screen. I'm still unable to share. It's showing host disabled participants screen sharing. Yeah. Can anyone hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah. I'm still unable to share. Who is in charge?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, please let me look into this. It says host disabled participant screen sharing. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think I can still go ahead. Sure.
Seems you log in with 2 accounts or 2 devices.
No.
You have been made a co-host here. It's showing you logged in 2 devices.
Oh, I missed I think I lost my connection, so I had to relog in again. So can you make me a host? Yeah. So anyway, I'm still unable to share, so I think I can just go ahead and today I think Lawa has Sophia, right, has really, I mean, she has done well. I'm just going to build on where she stopped and what she already started. So I'm just going to share my experience as a freelancer and also as a full-time employer. So just going to share this experience with you and tell you how you can present your work like a pro, you know. So yeah. So I'm just going to help you build a strong and standout portfolio. So there are 4 parts that I mean 5 areas I'm going to touch, which is structuring, creation, storytelling, and process, and personal branding. Yeah. So can anyone hear me? Just want to be sure.
Yes, I can
Yes, I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Yeah, cool. So first, why portfolio matters. I mean, we say today that a lot of people, I mean, a lot of designers actually design, or maybe they don't, or just design portfolio, but they don't really know how important it is to present your portfolio to potential employer. So what things that your portfolio should, there are things that your portfolio should showcase. You know, it's not just about designing stuff and all that. It needs to reflect your skills, your core skill, which is ability to solve problems and ability to lead impactful projects and your ability to start a project and finish it. And not just that, your portfolio needs to reflect your process, you know, your design thinking process. And lastly, it's also needs to make a difference, you know, how if I'm an employer, right, how am I going to see that your portfolio is different from random people that I'm currently seeing, you know? And so what's personal, how am I going to connect with you through your portfolio? I don't know you, I don't know where you stay, but I should be able to know you through your portfolio. So your portfolio needs to showcase your personality, which is your personal branding that people mostly mention, you know. So and so let me start with structuring your portfolio. The first thing that you need to do is to organize for impact. You know, I realized this, I think, when I switched to brand identity design, you know, so I realized how important to create portfolio that actually um that's that make a difference, you know, not just you designing flyers, designing logo, designing whatever marketing materials you design. It needs to also talk about impact. The impact is maybe how many people use that product and what impact this, what difference does this make, how people able to use your design, and how your design able to help your clients or your company to achieve their goals, So these are the things that you need to put at the you need to know, and how you organize it, that's what matters. So you have to know that you socket top projects, and you have to think about categories. Maybe you work in fintech, you work in health, you work in whatever industry that you're so keen on. Maybe you study them, you study it, and deep aspects, the core aspect of that industry, and you're able to create solutions that address core problems or challenges in that industry. And so those are the project they call top projects. So your project should be able to drive change, So, and how you lay them out, it's what matters. So you have to talk about the problems. What are the problems that you're trying to address? And how did you break this problem down? What are your thought thinking process? Your design thinking process. How were you able to achieve this? What how many people participated on the project, and what impact did you make on that? And what is your final solution? So while you're creating your process, you think about the data, what data says about the problem that you're trying to address. And after you do that, then your final solution, how we able to present this final solution to people? And lastly, the results, results, how many people use your product, how many how many users your product, what are the customers saying about the designs, and all that, those are the results that you have to strive for, So that's how you organize for impact. Just think about problems that you are trying to address in that industry, So that's one. And lastly, which is third, which is creating the right project, So you need to select your projects based on quality, relevancy, and diversity as well. So diversity, what I mentioned on designing for different industry and all. And so quality, which I mentioned about the industry, what are the problems that the industry is facing? And it might not even be a problem. Maybe your aim is to enhance the quality that already exists, and you want to just make it better, So that's also a quality as well. So maybe you see what UBA application, maybe you're not maybe you don't like it. You don't like what you see when you interact with particular application or anything. So you want to think about, how can I bring quality to this application? So you can try to redesign or to make better, not you criticizing people's work. It is not nice to say, oh, this design is not good, or try to put down somebody else's work. Your aim is to make it better, reimagine, so you want to make it look much, much better than what it is. And so relevancy is correct. Let's say, for example, people are talking about AI and all that. So, and imagine technology. So how, as a designer, how can you try to showcase your quality, in this field? So it's involve you creating something that is relevant to the moment, not just you about creating something that people don't talk about anymore, people don't bother to see anymore. Okay, now I think I'm now a co-host, so I'm able to share my screen. I hope you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, go.
Can hear you.
All right. Um, How can I hide this? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Yeah, cool. So as I was talking about quality, relevancy, diversity. So diversity is about what changes can you bring to AI? Let's say you think about AI as emerging technology, and there could be something that make AI how can AI influence other industry? For example, in healthcare, in fintech, and
Sorry, can anyone else hear Mr. Tayo? Okay, let me see what's going on. Sorry for the issue. Yes, sorry about that, everyone. Sorry about the breaking transmission. I'm trying to see what's going on and how we can fix it.
yeah, sorry guys, I'm back now. My um yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, sorry for the um for the network condition. This is Nigeria. Yeah, so where I was um yeah, I was talking about diversity. So it won't just be about your product design. Sometimes companies look for more. They are looking for somebody who can design their logo, their brand identity, and all that. So you have to showcase these skills that you are also a good designer, or you can help with designing marketing materials and all that, because that's how it shows that you're a quality designer. And another thing is UX. The UX part really is really, really broad, right? So there's so much to learn, there's so much to care for. So you have to showcase the skills that you are also a UX designer, you are also a good UX designer. And that's in your portfolio, right? So your UI needs to be attractive. It needs to stir up emotions. Like immediately I see it, I need to pay attention to little things that doesn't matter but matters. So you have to care for that too. Your font size, the image size, all those things are very important. So you have to make sure that your UI is attractive enough. And so just showcase the skills in your portfolio. Trust me, people will rate you so high. And another thing on this showcasing, which is your design style. Many designers don't really know which design style work for them. So it's very important for you to know where you're good at. Maybe there's a brand that you admire, and you can try to reimagine, recreate what they have, and because you're inspired by that project, you can reimagine, you can recreate it. So that's how you can also develop your skill. Like if you're also a good designer for particular project, let's say, when you think about Apple is different from Samsung, Apple is different from many other projects, right? Apple bring about beauty, simplicity, and all that. So maybe that's your style. Trust me, a lot of people look for somebody in that line. So it's not just about your experience alone, it's also about how you connect with with them. So the connection needs to show in your portfolio. Maybe your design is simplicity, your design is sophisticated design, your design is designing something, different personality. So this personality need to show in your portfolio. So just pay attention to it. So know your design style. Like myself, I always say that, oh, I'm inspired by Apple, right? So every company that wants to work with me should also maybe inspired by what I like. So, and by that, I can create what they want, while I also keep the business logic intact, right? So I know about their business, I can create solution they want, but at the same time, they also connect with me based on the aesthetic of my design. They see that this guy or this stand the importance of simplicity, right? So that's how your design style need to show in your portfolio. Own it, so and present it. Trust me, it will connect with someone. It will they won't even think twice before they pick you. So define your style and own it. So that is it on choose what to showcase. So this one, tell the story. I mean, Sophia had mentioned this, and I think I just have to reemphasize it, right? So let's say you build something and you can't tell how well this project, I mean, you can't even sell it to people, right? So there's no way people will be able to connect with you when you don't know how to tell the story. A story that you tell is for them to know you, right? So the story that it takes for them to connect with you, because I don't know you, I'm far away and I can only connect with you through your portfolio. Then when I'm reading through this portfolio, I should be able to understand the personality, the thinking pattern, how this person reasons. So for you to create a well-good stories, you have to start with problems, you know, and what the problem is, what steps you take to address it, and who participated, what tools did you use, what are the things that, those things, those little things that doesn't matter, yeah, they matter, so those things, pay attention to them. And you did this, you did that when the project got to this stage, and maybe you had little challenges, and this is how you overcome this challenge. You collaborated with people, and maybe during the collaboration there were conflict, there were fight and all that. How were you able to resolve these problems, the conflict? So those are the little things that they want to pay attention to. It's not just about you design, and design just went like smoothly, no issue, no, it won't be like that. Sometimes there's time that you have to little fight, little issue with your colleagues and all that. Maybe there is conflict of concepts, ideas, those are the things that matters. So those are the stories that you tell, and people be inspired by. And lastly, the results, what the end goal, what people able to do, people able to use it. And so just tell a safe story, even maybe you didn't participate much in that project, but make sure that you tell the story safely, so that it won't just be like, oh, this guy didn't even, he wasn't the one that designed this, or this lady she's not the one that designed this. So don't give them that impression. Make sure you give impression that you know what you're talking about, and you understand the problem, and you participated in the project. So tell your story, walk them through the journey, the problem, solution, impact, So, and when you showcase as well, make sure you mention the wireframe, the prototype, the mocks up, just to enhance the story, to make sense to people, right? So you can even document your um um maybe your interview with customer when you're interviewing them, what they mention and all, those little things matters. Every step you take in that project, make sure you document everything. They matter a lot. So the usability test, you run tests after designing, and user, you know, give feedback on particular thing, mention it, and show it. And after that, you come back with the solution, present what you previously designed and what customer commented on, then present that final design as well. So that's how I show that you understand your skill. So when you call yourself a product designer, there are particular skills that they are looking for: problem solving, communication, um, um, you know, lots. So when you say you are good at this, you are good at, make sure you show everything in your portfolio. It matters. Yeah. So that is it on storytelling. And yeah, so we talk about this, which is showcase your process. So walk them through your research, the ideation, as I mentioned before, the prototype, the testing, everything I mentioned. Make sure you mention everything, the flow chart, sketch, prototype, everything. Make sure everything shows details, detail everything. Those little things that you think they don't matter, nobody needs to hear them. They need to, but tell them safely. Make sure you're not just sugarcoating anything. People that are interviewing you, maybe have experience of what you're talking about. So if they cannot connect with you, if you over exaggerate it, there's a problem there as well. So, and I know another thing is, know what you're applying for, or the role you're applying for. Like that's just a bonus. Maybe you're applying for a junior or entry level. Don't present a portfolio of a senior level. That will turn them away. You are a senior level, don't present a portfolio of a junior level. So just showcase your skills based on your current um stage. So let them connect with you safely, and let them connect with you in a very high on a very high standard, right? So so that is it. I so lastly, which is personal branding. Personal branding is very important. I think I mentioned this. Let's say there's somebody that a popular designer, maybe on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or whatever. There is always going to be something that connects you with them, right? So maybe the way they design, maybe their simplicity, maybe the way they talk, maybe the way they show up, right? Maybe they constantly show up. They post their work every time that inspire your thinking, right? So that's what personal brand is about. So personal brand is not just about what you wear, what you eat, or I mean, thing that people mention mostly on personal branding. For me, personal branding is what makes you stand out, right? What makes you stand out, and what mostly makes you stand out is that thing that people find inspiring, about you. Maybe you're somebody who passionate about a particular topic, right? And you keep talking about it, you keep retweeting, you keep sharing, you keep talking about this particular topic. You are so big on this thing, people will connect with you, right? Maybe you are so passionate about AI, let's say, for example, and how you can mix with the design and how this no those topic, make sure you keep emphasizing it, and that's how people will know you. That's what people will know you for. Let's say that you so good in storytelling and you want people to know about storytelling. So the more you read to share about storytelling, the more people will connect with you. Your storytelling is what people know. It's not what you wear. It's not what you do. It's not what you did. It is what they know you for, which is particular thing, particular topic, right? So that's what personal branding is about. So make sure you build a personal branding for people to see, and let it show in your portfolio, in your project, anything you do, let your partner brand, you know, show. Like it's very important for people to know, to connect with you based on what they think, what they see, so it's very, very important. And I hope oh, yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Your style, your tone, your message, message, and should align with your design identity. I mentioned that maybe you care about AI, and how do you design product that is about AI, right? You keep designing something about AI, you keep designing something about fintech, you keep designing something about particular topic. So that's a personal identity, and people, your design identity, and people assume that as your personality, as your identity, right? So, and that's what they will connect to. That's what they will for that's the reason why they are following you, right? So it is not just about you posting any kind of work out there. No, don't just post today you post something, tomorrow you post another thing. No, stick to one thing, which is your design. And what do you use that design to do? What topic do you care so much about? You care about AI, then how do you infuse the AI to impact other industry through your design? Maybe you use the AI to impact fintech, use AI to impact health, use AI to impact insurance, you use AI to know different things. You use AI to impact storytelling, you use AI to impact blogging, different things. It is your skills, it is the topic you care so much about, then it is the design identity that will connect with, so that's your identity. So keep it and don't lose it. So yeah, so I mean, what you mentioned about me, which is what people would know you for. All right. So I don't want to sound repetitive. And my final thought, which is I mentioned structuring your portfolio, make sure you show your best work, your work review impact. It's not just about something that you care some anyhow design sometimes don't can make people to connect with you. So make sure you structure your top project based on impact. Same thing as group preparation, right? Storytelling, tell what best stories, tell story that inspiring, basically story that inspire, story that people will really, really love, right? So tell your process, let the process shows how you're able to solve the problems, not just you solving the problem, but how were you able to solve it? What are the thing challenges? What are the what are the problems? Who participated in the project? What role did you play? So showcase this, let people see that you so care about what you're building. And personal branding, which we just mentioned, your personal branding is what you care about, the topic you care about, and how do you use this topic to um fix challenges, problems, and all that. I can share little experience that I had when I started as a designer. When I started as a designer, I thought that design should be about impact. And I think how can we use design to inspire people? Then with my team, then we started something called Keep Lagos Clean, right? So we create a flyer about ways that we can, make our environment clean so that it won't just be about you just walking on the road and you just dump something on the floor or on the road and all that. So it keep the city dirty. So we now create different style of design, which inspire people, and we run ads, with it. So sometimes we did that on purpose because we want people to pay attention to what we are doing. And we also want people to see that design is about impact. And we think that this thing can literally inspire others, right? So that's how design works. Design is about making a change. It's about communicating. It's about telling a story, right? So it's about inspiring people for change for particular things. So, and I always, later on, I changed to digital inclusion, right? So I use my design skills to talk about digital inclusion. How can we bring more people to the space, girls, males, and how can we bring more language to the space? So I think about this and I like my design is very important to showcase this, right? So those are the things that matters to people. And the more you do it, the more people will connect with you on that. So that is it. That's your personal branding, right? So yeah. So I hope I'm able um to inspire you guys and to share my best tips on best how to showcase your work like a pro, right? So if you have any question, I think I still have like 10 minutes more. Yeah. So if you have any question that you want to ask me or Sophia, just shoot it. I'm here to answer them. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tayo. Thank you very much, Sophia. So, if you have any questions, now is the time to put them forward. While we are waiting for questions, we can also use this opportunity to connect with one another. So you can feel free to put in your social media handles or your LinkedIn in the chat box so that other people can know where to reach you and can connect to other people in our community. So now is the time for questions. Can either point the questions at Sophia or at Mr. Tyro. So does anyone have any questions for our speakers? Um,
Hello, good
well,
afternoon.
okay, yes,
Yeah, I have a question.
yes, please go ahead.
Uh, the other time, Sophia talked about using Figma for design. So it doesn't mean that the futures of Figma is also the same thing as Canva also. Can we use Figma for the same work of Canva?
Okay. Some people you can use Canva to do your portfolio. I've seen where someone use Canva for portfolio, but the difference between is Canva and Figma is that there are some things that you may not be able to do on Canva. So, but you can also use Canva too for your portfolio too, yes.
Was that able to answer your question, Hirat?
Hello, yes.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much. Any other question for speaker? So I have a question. Um, I think this question goes to both our speakers. So which way would you advise us to, like, in which particular type of format would you advise us to create our portfolios? Like, is there any very like specific thing or that will make like our portfolios like stand out from like the every other person's portfolio? Like let's say every other person follows everything you've spoken about today, and like everybody on this call created some their portfolios the way you advised. Is there a specific thing, a specific way we can like do it, or a specific thing we can add? I'll just give that little, I guess, advantage, like maybe with regards to your own portfolio or a portfolio that you've seen out in the wild that just stood out to you.
Okay, I think I can take this question. So, to be very honest, yeah, um, there is no, I mean, the best way for you to stand out, right? And this is just general question. general thing, not it won't just be about particular person, right? So the best way to stand out is to present your best work and also tell a good story, right? So tell a good story, let people connect with you, let people connect with you easily, right? So and another thing, likely my experience, right? So there were when I get work at people, right? I they I received an invite from the co-founder, CTO, and he mentioned one thing. He said he likes my CV, and on website I used to present my portfolio was his friend's SaaS product, right? Which is dish out something, So and he mentioned how attractive my CV was. And he also mentioned how we able to connect with him. So sometimes little things, that's why I say little things matters a lot, right? So things you don't pay attention to matters. So sometimes it goes beyond your skills, sometimes your skills, I mean, it's about your skills rather. So your skills needs to show in that portfolio, in anything you use to present yourself, that represents you rather. Because your CV represents you, your portfolio represents you, every other thing that you send um to your clients, wherever, or your potential employer represents you. So you have to make sure you present it in the best way, in the best form, and it's also show your personality, which I mentioned. It shows your personality. The person may be easily connect with me because in my realize that my design is simple. Like my design principle is about simplicity. And maybe it's also looking for someone whose design connects with that. Right. So that's what I mentioned about your design identity. Let's say you're applying for to which website, Mailchimp, for instance. Mailchimp mostly is about sophisticated design. Or maybe you're applying to Spotify and you are presenting design that reflects with Apple style of design. Likely you might not easily get it because your design skills or your skills doesn't reflect what they are looking for or what their brands stand for. As I said, that it is very important for you to know what design style works for you and what best way to present it. If you're versatile as a designer, you have sophisticated design, you have simplicity, we have simple design and all that. So make sure you show everything in your portfolio, and in your about me or whatever, make sure you tell the story about how you're able to manage different skills and different design personality, right? So tell the story. It is very important. Everything that represents you needs to tell your story in the best way, and people should be able to connect with you deeply without even seeing you, right? So that's the way that I think you can stand out, right? So I hope if that works well, right?
Yes, thank you very much. That explained a lot. Thank you very much for that. So the floor is still open for anyone with questions. If you do not want to talk, you can also put your questions in the chat box for either one of our speakers. Um, sorry. It seems there's no one with a question. So yeah, I think so. Thank you very much, Sophia. Thank you very much, Mr. Today was a very enlightening day. Personally, I learned a lot. I was able to absorb a lot that I will go back and try and implement in my portfolio after this meetup is over. Try and make the changes. I hope everyone else that is on the call will also do the same. And so hopefully with all the things we've learned today, we'll be able to make our portfolios just that much more attractive and make ourselves more attractive to prospective employers. So once again for the last time, I'd like to say a very big thank you to our speakers for today. I'd like to say a very big thank you to Bincom Dev Center for giving us this platform. And it was nice being on this call with everybody. I hope we will all come back a month from now when we'll be having our the next meetup hosted by the Bincom design team. And I hope you'll also all be back for that very so we can learn more and interact more with each other. So thank you very much, everyone. If Hirat has nothing else to add, then I think we can end the meetup here today.
Thank you everyone for being present at the event. I really appreciate, and we'll meet next time. Thank you, Mr. Adebayo, and thank you to Sophia also. Thank you.
All right, bye everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.